Hi there, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another episode of Review Films currently in theaters, and today I'm talking about the new science fiction thriller, I.S.S. So I.S.S. is directed by Gabriella Copperwaith. I probably am mispronouncing that, and follows these three astronauts and these three cosmonauts who are working on the International Space Station, aka the ISS. And one day, conflict breaks out on Earth between America and Russia, and both sides get orders from their respective governments to take the ISS at all costs. What happens afterwards is pretty much your standard thriller setup, and honestly, it's not bad. I really kind of liked the more like tense moments where you didn't know who was going to make the first move, who was trustworthy, what type of information was reliable information. As the film continued to go on, it did become very predictable, however. And honestly, it wasn't as tense as it could have been if the film had taken its time. However, since this movie's only an hour and a half, it does try to rush to get to the more intense set pieces. But without the proper build up, those set pieces aren't as intense as I think the film wants them to be. So I think that this film could have benefited from an extra 20 minutes to build up the tension properly. And this also goes true for character development because honestly, there isn't any character that I feel like is properly developed in this film. The closest one is our main character, played by Ariana DeBose. Everyone else, we get small little tidbits, but not enough to really make me care about any of them or really feel anything when stuff happens to them. I really felt a disconnect throughout most of this film, and I think that has to do with, again, the runtime and just speeding through these characters and their respective development. The acting is actually quite good. All the performers are doing a fantastic job playing up this scenario and giving us the reasonable reactions that I would expect to see from people in this situation. Especially, and I know I'm going to mispronounce this, Pilav Espek. I apologize immediately because I know I mispronounced that, but he delivers an amazing performance as Alexei, one of the Russian cosmonauts. And I think he's the highlight of the film. And I really enjoyed when he was on screen. As for visually, most of this film takes place in the ISS, so it's a lot of claustrophobic shots, a lot of close-ups to really make you feel claustrophobic. And I do think overall the film looks pretty darn good. It's just, unfortunately, there are some bits, to, like some of the outside shots of the ISS, that feel a little weird. And so the early conversations where they're sitting around the table, there's a lot of like random cuts, which I felt were a little weird. But I get it. Again, you're trying to do a lot of close-ups to give the feel of claustrophobia. It just doesn't work when they're just sitting around a table talking. Um, the music was really well done. I really enjoyed the score this movie had. And I really felt that it actually managed to deliver probably the best moments in the film, as honestly, I don't think this film would have nearly felt as tense as it did without the great score that it has. Now, overall, this film is honestly decent. I don't hate it. I like a lot of the early moments in the film, and when the situation starts to happen, the questioning of who you can trust, what pieces of information are the right pieces of information, what's really going on. I really like those early moments. Unfortunately, because the film isn't like a 2 hour film, it does feel like there are some moments that are rushed, and the major set pieces don't have the payoffs that they could have had. At the end of the day, this film is overall decent, and I do recommend it to anyone who's looking for a half decent science fiction thriller, because it does deliver in some elements. So I'm going to give the ISS a 6 out of 10. Anyway, that's what I thought about I.S.S. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.